They're looking good. They're in first place. They're kings of the North, as you said. Are they officially back on track, guys? Are they headed towards a deep playoff run?
Oh, the Steelers are scary right now. The Steelers are scary right now. When they lost early on in the season and we were all picking apart what's wrong and the chemistry and who's talking about who, Steelers just went into Baltimore and took care of business against their rivals in a game that their rivals needed. This is a kind of team that when they get going, watch out. We saw it a couple years ago. They won 8 straight in that thing. And Mike Tomlin has those guys dialed in. I'm scared of the Steelers if I'm the rest of the AFC. That includes the Chiefs, who they beat. That includes the Patriots, who they've always had their number.
Okay.
Steelers are rolling. And I do think, and I know we talk about Le'Veon Bell a lot for a guy who doesn't play. I do think it will be a positive if he gets on the lineup because they can use him any way they want.
Agree.
He's ready to go.
No question.
Steelers scare me.
No question. It'd definitely be a positive for the offense. You get one of the best running backs in the game on the field. And just imagine that backfield if you have James Conner and Le'Veon Bell. You have Juju Smith-Schuster, Antonio Brown, the host of tight ends and wide receivers to complement those guys. It's funny, though, because we had this conversation early in the year. It seemed like things were going south for the Steelers. Le'Veon wasn't there. They didn't have a rhythm. They tied the Browns. And I remember us posing a question here on the show. Do you think it's over for the Steelers, or do you think at some point they'll self-correct and get things right? And I don't necessarily remember where we stood, but here they are self-correcting and fixing things. And James Conner being the pillar to this offense and the balance to this offense, this team is scary. Because in the beginning of the season, Antonio Brown didn't even have a rhythm yet. This guy starts running the ball. He puts teams in a position where they have to respect it. At first, they sat back and said, you know what? Let's make sure AB, Juju Smith-Schuster, Big Ben don't beat us. We can let James Conner have a game. He's not having a game. He's not having a day or a week. My man is having himself a season. Double-digit touchdowns, doing it in the air like we're seeing now. I was watching the game, and he did everything that Le'Veon does. Showed the vision, showed the patience, hard-nosed runs, dipping his shoulder in the chest of defenders. And then Big Ben scrambled out, and he looked at James as he's right over the middle of the field, and he ad-libs a little bit and takes it up, and he hits him over the middle. That right there is a running back that knows exactly what this offense is about. So for me, I'm looking at these guys, and yes, to answer your question, Kay, these guys will be in the playoffs. And if they keep getting hot the way they are, they'll be trending upward the rest of the season, and they can smack some teams up in the playoffs.
They're for real, and I love that you're talking about the adjustments they've sort of made on offense. How about their defense? They started slow, we know that, but since week 5 on, they've been the number 2 ranked defense in the National Football League, including the number 1 run defense. They're stopping everybody. Hilton being back, of course. TJ Watt, guys, has 7 sacks, 9 tackles for loss, both top 10 in the league. A huge test for them. I cannot say enough how excited I am for Thursday Night Football.
Me too.
It is the Steelers and the Panthers who are clicking on all cylinders offensively. When it's on,
Kay.
Steelers, Panthers, Thursday night.
Huge game. And there's just something with Pittsburgh, something called brand recognition. When you go to the grocery store and you open the cooler, and your eyes just go to the beer, whatever it is that you're into. And there might be better ones, there might be fancier ones, but you've been drinking this one for years, and it's always there for you, and they don't change the formula, whatever it may be. That's the Steelers. They just have brand recognition. They do self-correct. You cannot knock them over. They haven't had a losing season in 15 years in the most competitive league in the world. So early on, it's all, well, the Le'Veon drama, James Conner, and Steelers. The answer to every question is just Steelers because that's their company. They are going to win the North. They are going to go to the playoffs, and then they're going to lose to the Patriots because they're the Steelers. That's the brand.
Because that's the question, the Patriots.
So you're saying with all that hype, you look in the refrigerator and they're like, Ravens, oh yeah! And then that one kid in the back like,
the purple stuff.
That yellow stuff.
I want that yellow
That
stuff.
black and yellow stuff.
So the Ravens are purple. So like I think the sunny days.
We're not talking about the
Patriots.
We're not talking about the Bengals at all. And they beat the Bengals. But the
Bengals look good though.
Nah. Same brand recognition there,
thing, right?
Unless you completely wildly change the brand, it's the Steelers brand. And my eyes go right to it, and I buy it every time.
There we go. Enjoy that during this break.
Can't wait.